In a pitch-black night deep in Belgium's ancient Ardennes forest, not far from the historic town of Bouillon, stands the Château des Amerois, a Gothic fairy tale come to life, shrouded in both beauty and secrecy. This imposing structure, hidden among the dense trees, has long captured the imagination of all who hear its name. Not only is it castle of historical art, but there are also rumours of much darker things involving it. Its pointed turrets and imposing stone facade rise dramatically above the treetops, dominating the landscape with an air of mystery. Built in the 1870s for Prince Philippe, Count of Flanders, the chateau was designed as a neo-Gothic masterpiece, reflecting the romantic ideals of the era and the prince's own fascination with medieval architecture. In the years that followed, the estate changed hands, eventually being acquired by the Solvay family, industrial magnates whose name is synonymous with Belgian wealth and influence. Today the chateau remains a private residence, its secrets carefully guarded, its grand halls and gardens hidden from public view behind tall hedges and locked gates. The estate sprawls across thousands of acres, making it one of Belgium's largest and most secluded private domains. The sheer scale of the grounds, with their rolling lawns and ancient woodlands, only adds to the sense of grandeur and isolation. Unlike other European castles that welcome visitors with open doors and manicured gardens, Château des Amerois offers no tours, no public events, just high fences, locked gates and stern private property signs that warn away the curious. This air of secrecy only deepens its mystique, turning the chateau into a blank canvas for rumour, speculation and wild stories. The lack of access has allowed legends to flourish, as few have glimpsed its true interior or daily life. The Ardennes itself, a region steeped in legend, war and ancient folklore, adds another layer to the chateau's aura. Its dense forests and rolling hills have long been a backdrop for tales of mystery and adventure, amplifying the sense of isolation that surrounds the estate. The castle's privacy, its imposing architecture and its wild, untamed setting have made it a magnet for curiosity seekers, historians and those drawn to the unknown. For some, it's a place of wonder. For others, a source of darker theories and whispered secrets. It's not just a home, it's a symbol, a silent giant that looms over the landscape, inviting the imagination to run wild with possibilities. Its very presence stirs a sense of awe and wonder, as if the walls themselves hold untold stories. And in that silence, where the forest meets stone and shadow, legends are born, waiting for those brave enough to seek them out. Human curiosity thrives on the unknown, and nothing captures our imagination quite like a place shrouded in secrecy. Throughout history, the allure of hidden worlds and forbidden places has always drawn us in, making us yearn to uncover what lies beyond the veil. The Château des Amerois is the perfect enigma. A grand estate nestled deep within the Belgian woods, its presence both imposing and elusive. Its strict privacy, combined with the Solvay family's immense wealth and far-reaching influence, makes it irresistible to speculation. The castle's gates are rarely opened to outsiders, and its owners remain silent, fueling endless rumours. In an age of oversharing where every detail of daily life is broadcast online, the chateau stands as a black box, its secrets fiercely guarded behind stone walls and watchful eyes. The contrast between its storybook appearance and its inaccessibility creates a powerful narrative tension. It looks like something out of a fairy tale, yet remains off-limits to almost everyone. The more private it remains, the more people wonder. What happens inside those grand halls? What stories are unfolding behind those drawn curtains? Every distant photo, every drone video only deepens the legend. Each glimpse is a puzzle piece, but the full picture remains tantalizingly out of reach. The Solvay's silence, meant to protect their privacy, is seen by some as proof of hidden truths. Journalists and curious onlookers gather, hoping for a rare revelation. The chateau's mystique grows with every unanswered question, feeding a cycle of curiosity and suspicion that only intensifies over time. In this way, a simple desire for privacy has transformed the estate into a lightning rod for conspiracy theories, wild stories, and whispered legends. The less we know, the more we imagine. And as long as the chateau keeps its secrets, our fascination will only continue to grow. Out of the chateau's secrecy, a dark conspiracy theory emerged, the Mothers of Darkness. This theory claims the castle is the headquarters of a global occult elite, where powerful figures gather for sinister rituals. Its origins are murky, rooted in American conspiracy literature and tales of satanic ritual abuse. The Château's Gothic look and elite owners made it a perfect setting for these stories. Yet there is zero credible evidence, no witnesses, no investigations, no proof linking the castle to such activities. The theory persists online, fueled by distrust of authority and fascination with the occult. It's a modern urban legend, more compelling to some than the mundane truth of a private family estate. To understand how the Château became entangled in darkness, we must revisit Belgium's greatest trauma, the chilling crimes of Marc Dutroux, a name that still evokes horror and disbelief across the country. In the mid-1990s, Dutroux orchestrated a series of abductions that would haunt Belgium for decades. He kidnapped, imprisoned, and abused 6 young girls ages 8 to 19 in a secret dungeon hidden beneath his unassuming home. The details were almost too disturbing to comprehend. 2 of the girls were brutally murdered, their lives cut short by unimaginable cruelty. Even more shocking, 2 others starved to death while Dutroux was briefly jailed. His wife, left in charge, failed to feed them, sealing their tragic fate. The horror of these revelations sent shockwaves through Belgium and reverberated around the world. The nation was plunged into mourning, its people united in grief and outrage. In 1996, after months of desperate searching and mounting public pressure, police finally uncovered the hidden dungeon. 2 surviving victims were rescued, their ordeal a testament to both human resilience and the depths of evil. The case exposed a level of cruelty and neglect that seemed almost unimaginable. Belgium was left reeling, its sense of safety and trust shattered overnight. Dutroux's crimes were not the stuff of legend or rumor. They were horrifyingly real, a stark reminder that true evil can exist in the most ordinary of places. The investigation's failures, the missed opportunities, and the sheer scale of the tragedy created a wound in the national psyche that never fully healed. Vigils and protests filled the streets as Belgians demanded answers and justice. In the aftermath, the public's grief and anger became fertile ground for wild theories and speculation. Rumors of powerful networks and hidden accomplices began to swirl, feeding a climate of suspicion and fear. The real horror of Dutroux's crimes would soon be woven into the legends of the Château des Amerois, as people searched for answers in the shadows of history and myth. In the years that followed, fact and fiction began to blur, and the Château's dark reputation grew, forever linked to Belgium's most haunting tragedy. The Dutroux case unleashed not just grief, but outrage at Belgium's institutions. Police had searched Dutroux's house before, missing the dungeon. Tips were ignored, and agencies failed to coordinate. Many believed the system was not just incompetent, but possibly corrupt. In October 1996, 300,000 Belgians marched in silence through Brussels, demanding justice and reform. The White March became a symbol of lost trust and citizen power. The public's message was clear: protect the vulnerable, fix the system. This climate of suspicion was the perfect breeding ground for conspiracy theories. When faith in institutions collapses, people seek alternative explanations. The idea of a lone monster seemed less plausible than a cover-up by the powerful. In this atmosphere, rumors about hidden networks and secret castles flourished. During his trial, Dutroux claimed he was just a pawn in a vast child abuse network involving powerful elites. He named businessman Michel Nihoul as a key figure, describing secret parties and influential clients. This narrative fit the public's worst fears and seemed to explain the investigation's failures. Authorities investigated thoroughly but found no credible evidence of such a network. The court ruled Dutroux acted with a small group of accomplices. Nihoul was convicted only on unrelated charges. Yet, for many, the official findings only deepened suspicion. Dutroux's claims, though unproven, planted seeds of doubt that conspiracy theories would nurture. The mysterious Château became the perfect symbol for these imagined networks. The link between Dutroux and the Château des Amerois was forged not by evidence but by the logic of conspiracy. 2 mysteries, Dutroux's alleged network and the secretive Château, merged in the public imagination. Online forums and fringe publications asked if an elite group existed, where would they meet? The chateau, with its isolation and security, seemed the perfect lair. The Mothers of Darkness theory provided a ready-made narrative. Soon rumors claimed Dutroux's victims were destined for occult rituals at the castle. The lack of evidence didn't matter. The story was emotionally satisfying. It explained everything, the crimes, the failures, the secrecy. For those who distrusted the official story, the legend felt truer than the truth. It's vital to separate fact from fiction in the story of the Château and Dutroux. The facts: Dutroux was a convicted murderer and abuser. The investigation was deeply flawed. Public trust was shattered. Theories of a wider elite network were investigated and dismissed for lack of evidence. The connection to the Château is pure speculation. No witnesses, no forensic links, no official reports. The legend exists only in online stories, not in reality. Trauma and distrust blurred the lines between truth and rumor. The real story is horrifying enough. It needs no embellishment. Honoring the victims means facing the facts, not feeding the myths. The truth matters. Decades later, the legends of the Château des Amerois endure. Why? Because conspiracy theories offer order in chaos. Turning random evil into a battle against a clear enemy, the Château becomes the dragon's lair, a comforting symbol compared to the idea of evil lurking anywhere. These stories are modern folklore, reflecting anxieties about power, secrecy, and corruption. The myth is a way to give meaning to national trauma and pain. The real Dutroux case is a story of failure and a human monster. The Château legend is a grander tale, but it's just that, a legend. Understanding its appeal helps us see the scars left by tragedy. But separating myth from reality is how we truly honor the victims and heal.